This is the show San Diego needs and deserves. The San Diego Highlighter Show. Highlighting music, food, entertainment, local business, and more. Keeping you in the know everything that's Dago. Here's your hosts, Todd and Serena.
Welcome to another edition of San Diego Highlighter Show. I am Todd James, the native son of San Diego. Joined alongside me is...
SoCal Serena, as Todd would say, but Supreme Rena or Serena, either or.
Thank you for keeping that up.
I am going to keep it up for
Nice.
you.
And it sounds
Just
way
for
better
you.
when you do it than when I do it.
I know, I kind of have like that voice, like, you know, it's meant for yelling.
I could
I'm
listen to your
Italian.
voice a lot more than I could listen to my own.
Oh, I like your voice. It's very nice.
Thank you. Normally we have a double dose of Dago, but today we have a triple. Oh, I should actually call it a triple shot.
A triple shot
Triple
of Dago.
shot of Dago. And in our first segment, we've got none other than Andrew Gade and Sam McPeak from SD Tint and Change the Conversation radio show.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, that's a little conversation drop, little radio
Small
show.
world.
There you go.
there.
Welcome to the
Promo.
show, guys. Thanks for coming on. Really
Thank you
appreciate
so much,
it.
guys. Glad to be here.
Appreciate it.
So it's fun. This is really fun because normally, and I'll let
it's so
everybody know.
different.
Normally, I'm on the other side of the room with these guys, and these guys are talking, and I'm controlling their mic levels.
More in the sense that we won't stop talking, and then we just like, hey, Todd, what do you think? And then Todd's like, well, I think, and then Andrew's like, yeah, okay, Todd, all right. So
It's
here's
the
what
fastest 26 minutes of radio.
You know, it's been a fun trifecta though. It's been a lot of fun to have you join in a little more. You know.
Yeah.
And kind of bringing you out the office there.
I think one of the
is
best
awesome.
things is that when I was going, because I had to travel across country to New York, and when I was gone, one of the fun things I had was hearing updates from Andrew, and he was like, okay. Yeah, we're gonna go into this first show. We're gonna see how it goes. You know, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna just, you know, I'm gonna talk, and I haven't had a show by myself since the first
Episode
show,
one.
since
Yeah,
episode
episode
1,
one.
and now we're at 18. So I guess we'll see what happens. And then like I don't hear anything from Andrew for like 3 days, and I'm like, okay, either it went really well or the studio caught on fire, and I don't know which one it is, but I'm like, he'll figure it out. And then I get a call like a couple days later, and he's like, dude, in the classic like he always calls me the same way. He'll call me and then I'll pick up the phone like AG, and he's like,
Well, okay,
hey, brother,
All of a
man.
sudden, I realized I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I'm just gonna pull
bring
Todd. I'm
Todd.
Todd
Bring
right in this
Todd.
thing. Yeah. I'm like,
There
sorry,
you go.
Todd, you're in this.
No,
And I
it's
was
fun.
like, thank
It was a lot of
God.
fun.
Like Todd deserves to talk. Let the man speak.
And the show is called Change the Conversation. It's hard to have a conversation with one person.
And yeah, exactly.
yeah. It's not much
So-
of a conversation.
Yeah,
at that
even
point.
that's my at-home hours.
So one thing, one of the questions I always ask is, how did you get to Dago? Are you a San Diego native?
I'm not, unfortunately. Well, I'm California native.
Okay.
Northern California native. Actually came down in 2001 to transfer into good old SDSU.
Okay,
Yeah,
go
kinda.
Aztecs.
Yeah, it was funny. I applied to 3 schools, SDSU, UCSD, and UC Davis as a default, and got accepted all 3. I'm like, well, SDSU seems like it has the best reputation as far as partying, and it was the least expensive.
Priorities.
Yeah,
Key
least
thing.
expensive. So I'm like, all right,
Okay.
yep, yeah. As
And
far as
and in the
cost
nicest,
benefit
probably
analysis.
the nicest territory out of those 3.
Yeah,
too.
I would
yeah.
agree.
Nice
So,
land that it's sitting
Yeah,
on.
moved down, finished up, got an economics degree in SDSU, and obviously decided to make this my home.
It's a
And
trip to think that was 20 years ago.
It's kind of wild, you know, half a life ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. It's like feels like 2/3 of my life's already gone. It's kind of scary.
And you came out, and when did you? So now you're the owner of SD Tint.
Correct. San Diego Tint, SDTint.com. And the thing is, the unfortunate reality is there's some other companies now have kind of taken on this SD Tint, San Diego
Okay.
Tint. So make sure it's the original,
There
the
you
one
go.
and only,
OG.
La Mesa, right?
The
OG.
Yeah. You know,
Gang.
you've been there. You've
Gang,
been there.
gang, number one.
And I can say, great work. I love it.
I would take the credit, but I didn't do the work, Todd.
That's a
Yeah.
shout
I'm
out to John and
facilitating.
Rick.
I'm the
great,
facilitator.
great job
Okay.
facilitating
All right.
the
Customer
great tint
service
job
expert.
on my car. It looks really
I gave
good.
you the address. You
It
know.
looks it looks really good.
I
would
told
agree,
you when
yeah.
to show up, and
Yeah.
you were there. It's like, all right, well, you're here. We'll tint your window.
Mission
Yeah.
accomplished.
And you asked the funny thing when we were going over pricing, you asked me how many days I work and what my hours were, and that determined the price.
Oh,
of my
really?
tint. Yeah.
No, actually, I was trying to
He is
determine
such a
the
crotchety
the
old
premium
man.
appointment
He's
time,
such a
Todd.
crotchety old
Yeah.
man, I swear.
Oh,
He's
okay.
just like this. I don't know
all
why.
yeah.
Oh, so you work 5 days a week full time, so you can afford this
Yeah.
expensive tint job.
I swear, like
I'm going to recommend ceramic for a hard-working gentleman like
I
you.
joined him a year ago, and I have learned so much about this man. And one of the things I have learned is
I
that he's
understand
like,
people.
do you work? All right, price
Yeah,
goes
that is
lower.
true.
I'm like, okay, there we go. Like,
Well, and the other thing too that's awesome about when you go to the shop, I walked in and it was like walking in the middle of a show.
oh,
So I walk in and he's like,
He said that,
Let-
actually.
Yes.
Let
in
me
person.
tell you the 5 reasons I hate Nathan Fletcher. and there's like a couple.
we just made a
sitting
video
down
on that. We just
And
made
it
a
would
video
just
on
be
that.
ironic that name came up.
Oh,
Anyways,
God.
yes.
So it's a fun. What made you open up a tint shop?
Interesting, actually. So finished up school at SDSU. In the process, I was kind of having trouble thinking, is college going to get me where I want to go? And all of a sudden I said, you know what, Andrew? Go back to a passion, go to something that you enjoy doing, right? I like people, I like cars. So that's what I mean, around cars and people. And it just so happened that in the process of looking for a shop, I found the Dashboard store in La Mesa, old couple, Joseph and Jane Lyons, and they were looking to get out of the business. And of course, their business was built as an automotive accessory business. This was pre-internet, okay? All right, guys.
Okay.
So remember those days?
Oregon Trail.
Where people
Not
actually went to
particularly,
stores to
not
buy
really.
things, right? Okay, yeah, remember that back 2019. So auto accessory business, but window tinting was their main profit. So I met the guys that were looking to retire. I saw just so much opportunity in the window tinting side. I said, hey guys, and everything worked out. Took over the business and transformed it into San Diego Tint. Built it. It had 2 shops. Created another performance business. Ended up deciding, it's going to go back to one shop. Focus on what's good for us in La Mesa. And now it's almost 15 years, and it's been going good, man.
And you're a pro at tinting. Because
Me-
it's I
me
think
myself,
they say
no.
if you do something for 10 years, I think they say you're a master.
People call me an expert
So-
all day long. And it's interesting, actually, because all I do is tell them what they want.
There you
So-
go.
I have one question about
Please,
S
only
for
one
tint.
question.
I one.
I feel like that's
Okay,
gonna lead
all right.
to
Hopefully it's a
several
good one.
others.
It's
Let's
gonna
go.
lead
Let's
to
open up
some-
these gates. Let's go.
So there's different percentage of tints, right?
If you want.
Yeah, but I meant there's different percentage. What percentage, if you want to get your oral sex on, what percentage of tint is legal and would you recommend for your car at
Well,
SD
you're
Tint?
actually asking 3 questions here.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So, if it comes from the legality standpoint, well, no tint on the front windows is illegal or legal. Anything on the back is legal. So, arguably, you want to get oral sex in the back seat, 100% legal in California.
Yeah.
Front seat, you're going to want to darken your
It
windows
is?
past the legal
You
limit
wanna follow
in
San
order
Diego
to
state
be able
guidelines
to
for
get
these
away
things.
with this. Now, of course, it's always officer's discretion. So,
that's key.
at that point,
Discretion.
it can create some things. So arguably the problem is if law is supposed to reflect what the majority of people accept. Bless you.
Bless you.
Sorry.
Well, that was an aggressive sneeze.
Yeah,
Wow.
she needs some window tint for that sneeze
Yeah.
right. That'll keep that isolated.
She's like a 3-foot circle around her. She's
know,
gonna
I-
punch someone.
I taught myself how to dab.
Quick, everyone take a shot to get
Yeah.
ready.
So-
everyone just die. All right, here we go. Let's go. Who wants to go into?
So
I
what
think
you're
it's more
saying
about a
is,
risk.
so what you're saying is limo tint in the back. Make sure you get a parking spot like you park towards facing a wall.
I would suggest
Sex in the
movie
back.
theater parking
Okay,
lot.
I'm gonna
Specifically
let the
AMC. Go
AMC.
somewhere where there's no people.
I'm
Anywhere
gonna
where there's
let-
a movie theater that doesn't exist
you go.
anymore.
I'll let the world in a little secret with window tint. It's all
jeez.
about light, guys. It's pretty basic stuff.
That's what
so
that
you can
percentage
always
is.
see to the light. So here's the thing: you have dark limo tint in a blacked out parking lot. You turn that dome light on. Blow, full display.
So don't
Okay,
turn on the
so
lights.
No.
now
I
bright
do
lit
better with the
parking
lights
lot,
off.
bright lit parking lot,
the
dark
lights
window tint, even light on or off. You're good to go. Just
Mm-hmm.
make sure there's always more light in the other
Other-
room.
Yeah.
Just like these sneaky guys over here, right here.
Yeah.
Little one-way mirrored film. They could be doing some questionable activities
Funny
there.
thing
We
is,
would
I
have
can
no
see- I
idea.
can see
SD Tint
Now-
for the
now-
windows.
SD
Now,
tint
word-
for the window tinters.
Word on the street is that maybe one of your employees has experience with for said backseat tinting pimping. Tint pimping.
I've heard through the grapevine that possibly in the back of multiple government issued vehicles that there's been maybe questionable activity that's happened.
This is I can
and
confirm
without
that
any
this is a real thing.
without any evidence
Tint.
to
Yes,
confirm
SD Tint.
whether
SD Tint.
this actually happened in reality or not. We could just be speculation. At
We
this
can
point, Tom.
say
There you
that that if it happened, that's just something that's not up to us. It's not
Yeah,
our business.
hey,
It's-
speculation.
Nature will run its
if
course.
it happened to be there, it's
Exactly.
that's not our problem.
But with limo tint,
I film the
it's
cars.
legal.
I don't.
And that's
know.
that's the funny thing too. When I got my car tinted at your shop, you're like, "Oh yeah, check out these other government official cars." who had illegal tint.
Oh, it's
on
so
their car.
illegal. It's
Yeah.
so illegal.
So
Okay,
it's
you're
one of those things
referring
like-
you're referring to the 14 new captain lieutenant vehicles. Now they have 30% of front, so while it's technically illegal, it's still considered acceptable. So
Yeah. I guess they make the rules.
they do.
yeah,
They make the rules,
and
so they
enforce
break
it or
them.
not,
They can make.
But here's one last little thing real quick. So the cops are actually the good guys. The people that make the rules are the bad ones. Okay,
There you
anyways.
go.
Yeah, like-
that is true.
Oh, don't even get him
sorry.
started.
It's
Like-
their job following them.
It's
right?
just like Newsom, who said we can't like go out or anything, but yet he's caught at multiple parties. Same
French
thing.
laundry.
Well, and the cops actually don't really like Newsom very much either. FYI.
Doesn't seem like many people do, but that's neither here nor there, is
Yes.
it?
All
well,
right.
speaking of people we do like, Sam McPeak,
Hey!
Me?
co-host
Oh my God! I'm
of Change the
included.
Conversation and owner of Starboy Media.
Yes, that's the first time I've ever heard someone else say it besides myself and Andrew. So that's kind of a nice moment for myself.
I've been saying
That's awesome.
Starboy.
Yeah, I know,
multiple
but
times
it's
before
like,
this
what's the
started.
name?
Hashtag
Starboy. If you're
Starboy.
asking, I appreciate it though. It's all appreciated.
So how did this duo? How'd you guys team up? How'd you meet?
So it's funny. Andrew and I started. The first time we ever met was when I was working for another company at the time, and I had the idea that I wanted to found a company called Apollo. And it was going to be kind of a social media management company because I had always interned with companies here in San Diego in social media. So I wanted to found my own kind of independent business, just a side thing that I could work on. And I was like, okay, well, one of the things I'm going to do is as I'm transitioning into this new job, I'm already a member of the San Diego Chamber of Commerce, and so
Wow, nice.
yeah, I mean, oh yeah, flex! What a sick moment. So I was like this 21-year-old in the Chamber of Commerce, and so one of the things that I used to do is
Is that where you got all the ladies?
oh what
At the Chamber of
so
Commerce?
many, dude. Oh yeah, I was just.
Like who
Disappointing.
Needs a
I was
business
just
license?
swooning the people, the
Extremely
members. It was
disappointing.
just
Anybody
that,
need the?
you know, me and that like 20 that like I was absolutely killing it in the 50 to 68 crowd, like right
Nice.
there. That's my zone.
You put a little screwball in their inshore.
Yeah, oh no, I did not do that. But so anyway, how
Yeah.
I met this guy.
Yeah.
So
Get back to that. Get back to that. Hit us with that.
Back to that. Back to
Yeah.
that. So we it was the Christmas party for the San Diego Chamber. We were at the Coronado Hotel Del, which I went to Coronado High School. I actually had my high school homecoming there. So I was
What are the Hilltoppers? What are they?
the Hilltop Islanders.
Oh, Islanders.
Hilltoppers.
Okay.
What? There's no hill in Coronado. Anyway, we'll discuss that later
small
time.
mound.
The
I was like-
geography.
Well,
Like, have you ever looked at Coronado and
that
been
is
like,
true.
damn, that's a hell of a hill they got there? No, and you don't do that.
All right.
Okay.
Anyway,
That would be
so-
All right.
a
Anyway,
question
so they're
later.
the Islanders. And
He
so
dinged me for that one.
I
Okay.
knew
Shit.
the place. I knew that was like, so I was walking around, and one of the things I did in the chamber meetings is I was always wear Jordans. So I would always wear like exclusive Jordans that I had in my collection, so it would be able to start a conversation, and
Oh,
never
nice.
like
Smart.
the recent ones, like
Yeah.
the ones that people would remember, like ones that they had seen in their childhood.
Space Jam.
Yeah,
Space
like
Jam
Space
ones?
Space Jam
Oh,
11s,
nice. Oh,
or
wow.
I'm
shit.
gonna jump in real quick. So like literally, this Sam stands out in the whole freaking
We're in a
building.
blue
There's
suit,
hundreds
by the
of
way.
people.
It's
This
fitted. I
young
was looking
gentleman
tight.
wearing Nikes in a suit, and I'm like eccentric. I'm like, who the hell's that guy right there? I gotta meet this guy.
Yeah, and so I was wearing a pair of Katrina Jordan 3s, which are kind of one that you haven't seen since Michael Jordan did an auction back in.
I find it offensive. He named it after that hurricane that killed so many people.
Well, it's funny because the reason they're called the Katrinas is because he was selling them in benefit of Hurricane
okay.
Katrina. So nice
Take
one,
it back.
Todd.
Take it
Nice
back.
one,
Okay.
Todd.
Take it
Anyway.
back.
Oh,
Wow,
wow,
Wow, Todd.
wow, Todd.
People died to make
Next
those
is
shoes.
Hurricane Daphne.
Okay.
is the next one. I
People
don't
in
know.
China died. I mean,
Anyway,
and-
yeah.
or-
Children in China.
Anyway,
made
so
those.
someone I don't know.
Well,
did.
buy my
Any-
Santa No Freeze.
So it's you.
those are coming out next year.
My
They're
Santa
not all
Fe.
that they're cracked up to be.
Anyway, so I'm wearing this pair of Jordans, and
Fukushima over the
I'm
chin.
thinking, okay, I'll wear them for. Did you just say Fukushima? Okay,
Edition.
I'm get,
I
block
like
out,
those
block
ones.
out. Anyway,
those
so
would be neon green.
I mean,
Okay.
they're in a whole different universe right
Sorry.
now. So when I was at this chamber meeting, and this guy comes up to me, and he has not changed in look at all. Like, he looks exactly the same then and now. And it's just, he comes up to me, he's like, yo, dude, what's up? I love your Jordans. My name's Andrew Gade. And I'm like, hey, man, what's up? I'm Sam McPeak. It's nice to meet you. And we just started talking. He's like, I'm working on some stuff. I'm really trying to get some people in my corner. Just to, I'm planning on running for city council. I would love to talk to you about maybe being a campaign manager. I gave him my card, and then he called me. And he called me like the next day
or two.
Like
yeah.
it wasn't long.
Interesting that he actually answered his phone. This is weird because normally you call anyone under 30, they never answer their phone.
Yeah.
So
and
I was like, wait a second.
I picked up the
text him.
Granted, the thing I hadn't told him is that the reason I picked up was because I was like, dang, my company is not doing too great. So
hungry for money.
And I hungry for cash. And
Nice.
so I was like, you know what?
That's some of the best wishes.
And the
what can
magic
happen,
started
right?
happening. Did you run for mayor?
I almost made the ballot back in 2011, and
Okay.
this was my actually first successful campaign District 9 City Council, and that's when met Sam in the process.
Yeah,
So,
and I became his campaign manager, and
Which is actually it was an incredibly interesting
man, do we have
experience.
some stories from that?
Yeah, because
campaign
coming from a
trail.
Democrat, Sam being a Democrat,
Yep,
me being an
Democrat
independent,
strategist.
the next thing you know, I infiltrate the Republican Party of
Ran
San
on the
Diego,
Republican ticket
and they
and
find
jumped
out
off it.
when
It was
Tony
such a-
Kravarik, the head of the Republican Party,
Swedish.
meets Sam
Kravarik.
McPeak and says, "Oh yeah," and Sam's like, "Oh yeah, I worked with Campa Najjar," and his eyes
He
were like
lost his mind. He lost
like,
his
oh
mind.
my
It
gosh!
was
He looked at me
unreal.
like you brought the devil in this
Like
building.
he didn't know anything about me, but I was just like, oh, I'm.
and I looked back at Tony. I was like, "This is how I roll,
Like,
brother."
I'm a Democratic strategist, and then the look that he gave Andrew's like, "What are you doing? Who is this guy?" And I'm like,
Yeah, I looked right back at him like, yeah.
I've
this-
infiltrated
Now,
the system.
now I know we probably can do like a month-long series on your
Wrap it up, Sam.
your platform.
Oh, yeah.
No, not Sam.
You know what
Andrew,
Andrew,
your platform.
wrap it up.
Yes.
You had a good idea about doing everything via app, correct?
Yeah, technology
Government.
app-based. Yep, all localized.
The government would be run all on an app.
Yeah, it's a management-style system. Yeah, we pretty much move away from the representation model, so no more voting for people. We vote for plans, right? Give me ideas, give me plans, give me time frames, give me cost factors. And then it's as simple as this, yes or no. Boom, done. All right.
I like it.
There you go. Done.
Then you pay for
Solve
it.
problem.
It's like that.
90 days,
A,
couple $1
B.
million. We can have this this new localized system integrated in San Diego. We use San Diego as the example to say, look, this is what we're doing in San Diego. We utilize this localized model, and we start working around the United States. Other cities use the same thing. We have to look at minimizing government, right, and simplifying services to a point to where it's affordable, and rethinking the way things are done. You know, right now we're doing things the way they've been done before, but yet no one knows why we're doing them.
Yeah.
So then you know what? Hey, if it's broken, fix it.
Fix it.
Car's done. It's broken.
We've only
Engines.
gotten to the point we are by doing
Houses burned down. We have two options: sit there, look at the ashes, or build a new one. But you know what? Build a new one.
you go.
Build a couple extra rooms in it while we're at it.
I like
Yeah,
it.
some
I
extra
like it.
space.
Were you
We
gonna
could
ask
use
something?
it.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I wish I could run for politics, but there's
No, you
just
don't.
too many videos of
Don't
me.
do it.
I don't want to say what videos,
I was
but
gonna
there's too
say
many
I was
videos.
in a fraternity in college. Like, there's where I'm my political dreams are just
So
gone.
I'm gonna
not
say
even
this
trying.
one thing.
That's why I was a DJ.
Just change your name and scrub all your social
Oh,
media.
I'll just change my name to Sam McPeak, but it's like with a C, and so like Sam McPeak, and then they're like, oh, it's a totally different dude. That's crazy.
There you go.
Here's
Who
some
is
advice.
that
If you
man?
want to run, they always told me run for school board first, Andrew. And I'm like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
He doesn't have kids, so that'd be kind of weird.
Honestly, if some of those videos ever like get public, I'll have to change my name to Barb and work at an Ace Hardware as a lesbian and sell
I was gonna
expensive
say,
hammers.
go to Ohio,
Expensive
you'll be
hammers.
totally
Is that
fine.
plan
Just
B or
disappear
plan
into the
C?
cornfields.
That's
what I did in college.
Plan C, and then
Okay,
Plan D is
See, that's
Plan
not my
D.
plan B. Like I'm like if Starboy doesn't work out, I'm just going to disappear into the cornfields as like an alter ego. Like that's
Is it
that-
all?
Oh
the
yeah.
Plan D is
Scarecrow?
Border Patrol because they're always on those ATVs and they're like, go back over
Pension.
the fence.
Dude,
Pension.
Oh no, I just want to
How
ride
much-
an ATV in the
I
dirt.
just want to
Yeah,
like,
ride
find
an
a
ATV
little
and
dirt
get a
mound
pension.
and then do
There
a
you go.
backflip.
And I like
win-win.
yelling.
Probably
I like
die, but
yelling
it's
at
worth it.
people. So like if I had a microphone, like go back over.
Do you speak Spanish?
Muy poquito.
C.
Okay.
That was a very
You
convincing
yell like
C.
Hispanic.
Te
observant-
quiero,
yes.
te quiero verde salsa.
No, you don't. You want to invite them in. You want to tell them to go back.
Well,
No,
no,
I'm
no.
gonna say verde salsa, and then they're
No,
gonna
but
then
they like
immediately insult every
spicy
single
salsa.
man,
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
bringing them
every
over.
single Latin person in the room.
You're working in the wrong direction of Border
No,
Patrol.
I'm a little.
Border Patrol's not bring them in.
Maybe I'm
Just
just-
kick 'em out.
Well, you
Maybe
do
I'm
is you
trying to
say-
have a party.
2 for
You
1.
say, do you want
We
some of
just
this?
want a
Dos Equis.
You
party.
say, do you want some of this
La,
hot
la, la,
sauce?
la.
And you give them ketchup.
I'm gonna look
And
like
like, if
Kodak
this is
Black
American
on my
hot sauce, I'm outta
ATV.
here.
That will
I was
turn.
gonna say you would look like
Mexicans away
Kodak
real
White.
quick,
I would
Todd.
look
Kodak
like Kodak
White.
Black. Yeah, that's okay. If we want to do a sketch, it's Kodak White and Kodak Black.
I'm
and-
Kodak
There you
Or
go.
White.
I would be
All
Kodak
right.
half black,
I'm
technically.
Kodak
like that.
White.
Yeah, there we go. That's our.
And
Kodak's
that's a great
bankrupt.
way to end this interview. And no, but before,
Anyways, on to our star of the
but
show.
no, before we end, real quick, plug your story, your show. Where can they listen? How can they listen?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys would like to follow any of the stuff I'm doing, one of the things I besides drone footage, I'm all about music. I make a lot of stuff in my garage, especially LED presentations and DJ shows. So if you guys want to see that, that's on my Instagram at Sam McPeak with an X. It's XAM McPeak, MCPEAK. And you can also see starboymediagroup.com, which has all of my projects and some of the fun stuff that we've been working on, which we were about to do a project with a NASCAR driver, which is going to be a pretty cool thing. So
Nice, yeah.
stay tuned for that.
Heck yeah. Andrew,
yeah.
how can the
that's-
folks listen to Change the Conversation?
Well, actually, you're working there too. On the Answer San Diego.
As his assistant at Spotify,
if you,
change the
96.1
conversation.
FM.
If you're not
96.1
too
FM.
drunk or preoccupied at 8:30 p.m. on Saturday evenings, you can also listen on the radio station. Of course, my company Standing Tint. You're welcome to come check me out anytime.
Please do. I'll be there.
Do you podcast? Change the Conversation?
Actually, it is podcast, yes. And actually, you can find the podcast. Thank you, Todd. On actually most of the podcast stores.
And
It's
check out
easier
the
to
Sam
search-
and Drew show. That's
Sam
gonna
and Drew
be
show
coming out
start.
soon.
Search Andrew Gage, change the conversation. Other than that, at the end of the day, it's just it's really exciting to be a part of supporting San Diego.
Yeah.
I love what you're doing, Todd.
Yeah, that's what we're doing,
Love what you
man.
guys
So
doing,
thank
yeah.
you very much for
Thank
coming
you,
on.
guys.
Really
Absolutely
appreciate it.
appreciate
And we're
it,
going to
guys.
have you on in the very end for How Dago Are You?
All right.
Thank
all
you.
right, All right.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
And we're back here on the SD Highlighter Show. I'm still Todd James.
I'm still Serena, I guess.
And our guest right now is Mike Bomey.
Yeah, how's
Bo
everyone
May.
doing?
Hi, Mike.
Bomey.
Hi. I got to admit, you guys are popping my podcast cherry, and
Oh.
I'm kind of excited.
Hey
Yeah.
now. And we don't even have like much tint going on. We need like more tint.
I love
Well,
popping.
I'm
We'll
kind
take
of the
you back.
opposite. Let's just roll the windows down and let everyone walk by who sees.
There you go.
I'm
You're a
not
freak.
bashful.
There you go.
Wait.
Let them see.
Can they guess? Take a wild guess what Mike's part of. Guess.
Serena, you want to get screwed?
I want to get screwballed.
All right.
I
Mike
want-
is
Screw it, let's
an
do it.
ambassador of Skrewball. So we are going to, before we start this interview, we are going to drink some Skrewball.
Okay, just so that people watching this know, all alcohol makes me gag, but this makes me gag the least, and it has a great peanut butter aftertaste.
I might as well hit you
Real
with the good
peanuts.
toast. This is a good Irish one.
Cheers.
May your casket be made out of a 100-year-old oak tree that's planted tomorrow.
Hey, I'll drink to that. Unfortunately, I can't drink right now, guys.
Yes.
But in spirit, I am drinking.
Ooh,
These are so good.
these are good.
It's like
I didn't get
dessert.
Half a
That's
Okay, just give me some time. This is.
Hey, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Take your
Yes.
time.
woo. Yeah. Thank you so much for bringing these.
Oh, my pleasure.
And Skrewball, this is the San Diego Highlighter Show, and so Skrewball is something. Skrewball is something that you're gonna have to drink all that and another one for this.
Wait,
is
I
over.
have some. Okay, sorry. Keep going.
It's Skrewball is something that I actually take pride in because it is something that's known that it's a San Diego product.
It is out of Ocean Beach, 100% San Diego, born, created, and it's definitely exciting to, as a San Diego native, to be part of a San Diego company.
It's really cool. And so not everybody knows the story of Skrewball Whiskey and the Obi Noodle House origins. Can you hit us with the story of Skrewball Whiskey?
So the story actually, if you really want to think about it, starts well before Noodle House, and it starts with the owner Steve and his wife Brittany Yang. And Steve was born in Cambodia, and unfortunately at that time the Khmer Rouge was basically committing one of the worst genocides in the history of the world, and he was born into a pretty turbulent time. Basically had to flee to China in a refugee camp, malnourished, and they were fortunate enough where the family and he actually contracted polio at that camp, and lost ability to use one of his legs, even to this day. They were fortunate in a family where a family from Ocean Beach sponsored them to come to the U.S., and they were able to move in a downstairs basic garage, 2 bedroom, 1 bath, 2 bathrooms, and they were able to move in. And they were fortunate enough where a family from Ocean Beach sponsored them to come to the U.S., and they were able to move in a downstairs basic garage, 2 bedroom, 1 bath, 2 bathrooms, and they were able to move in a downstairs apartment, and the family was able to start ultimately what became a huge family success. Started with the donut shop where they got a job and ultimately took control. And the family that sponsored
that donut shop was in OB as well?
Donuts, yeah,
okay.
which his parents still own today. Yeah.
Wow.
What? Dude, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's fantastic. But the family that sponsored him, when they first saw the kids, Steve and his two brothers, they were very malnourished, very, very skinny. So they started bringing them just care packages of food, and that was peanut butter was always one of those items in those bags for him. And Steve just loved peanut butter. It became the taste of freedom to him. It became the taste of a new life. And that stuck with him his whole life. So after high school, he decided to open up restaurants, and he started putting peanut butter in everything, in his fried rice. And he was getting creative in his sake. They opened up the second noodle house, Bar 1502. And
That's crazy. That was so successful. You opened the same restaurant a little bit further
less
down.
than a mile away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're both, waitlist,
Poppin'.
like off the charts.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. But yeah, so once he was there, he's just like, all right, we're going to mix, peanut butter and whiskey. And I remember sitting there saying, oh, I don't know how I feel about this one. He's like, oh, it's going to be good. And then a couple of the other guys on the team kind of started playing around with it and actually made the shot, which those of you who are familiar with Obi Noodle House have had. And if you are not, just go down there and go ahead and get the twofer. You get a shot
two
of
for
the
10,
original and
right?
a shot of Skrewball, and you can taste them both side by side. But
Now, the original is made with actual peanut butter, correct?
there is peanut butter in there.
All right. So if you're allergic to peanuts, you can't have that.
Does this
You
not
cannot have that now.
Can you have this if you're allergic to peanuts?
Surprisingly, you can. So one of the things with Skrewball, even though we use real peanuts, we remove the protein that causes the allergen. So when we submitted it to the FDA for approval, we were below 2 parts per million, which was below the threshold of peanut butter allergy. So believe it or not, and we
Really?
actually tried it on a buddy who has a peanut allergy just to see if the FDA was correct.
has
And they
two
were.
EpiPens ready?
Yeah, were you ready to hit him with the EpiPen?
No, I was going to let her do it myself.
That's hilarious. So if somebody has because not everybody gets a peanut allergy at birth. Sometimes it's later on in life.
Mm-hmm.
So if you miss that peanut flavor, get yourself some
I
Skrewball.
actually had a guy who told me he hadn't had peanut butter since he was 8 years old, and actually tried the Skrewball to kind of remember what it tasted like. And
That's awesome. How did it go from the shots at the Obi Noodle House to it being? I know one of the stories that I heard was that one thing that kind of got it really going was some country singer. It was in the green room at a concert or something, and he brought it out. Was talking about on his Instagram or something about
I'm not familiar. There's a lot of stories,
Okay.
and I don't know them all.
Yeah.
But basically, how it went from the handshake and shot at the bar, to what's in the bottle now, is it was St. Patty's Day, and we sold more of those peanut butter whiskey shots than Jameson by 5 to 1.
What?
Sold more
Wow.
on Cinco de Mayo than all the tequilas combined. I was like, okay, if we don't put this in a bottle, somebody else will. And Steve, and at this point, his wife was working
outselling
as
JMO on St. Patty's.
crazy.
That is crazy.
Crazy. Steve wanted to make a whiskey. He didn't want to make a cream-based liquor, and the other one
Okay.
does have cream in it and some
Oh,
other
okay.
things. It's a mixed shot. You
Yeah.
have a shooter, and there were some attempts to distill that weren't going that good. And Steve's wife, who happens to be a genius, master's degree and undergrad in chemistry, then got her law degree. She was working patent litigation for a biopharm, not biopharm, forgive me, for pharmaceuticals. And
Big
she actually
pharma.
left. Yeah, she actually left the patent that and started with her background. I was the first person to be able to actually create a peanut liquor, because alcohol is, and peanut oil and alcohol don't mix. They separate on the shelves, and so she figured that out. It was a labor of love.
Nice.
Lots of effort.
Genius.
And
Washington Carver would be very proud.
yes, he would.
Yeah.
So
Yes, he would.
you said the liqueur kind, that because it has milk in it, it doesn't stay good on the shelves, right?
Yeah,
Or
it's almost like an Irish cream. If you think it has a cream base in it, it's not 100% whiskey. Where what you're drinking right now is 100% whiskey.
Get it. Get it. I think she's already a little buzzed. She said milk.
There we go.
Did I?
Milk. Yeah.
Milk?
Milk. So what an awesome story. And so now it's blown up.
American
Everybody knows it. And so you're talking about outselling things. What I've noticed at my local bar, shout out to the PB Pub, Garnett and Gresham.
Let's go.
So when I was younger, it was like you'd see Jägermeister and Goldschlager were kind of the chilled shots. Then at some point, Fireball took over. Well,
Ugh,
now
God.
at my spot, Skrewball has taken over.
I love hearing
Skrewball is the #1 chilled shot ordered at my little watering hole, and I've seen that. Like, it happened overnight.
Screwball is like a beautiful, like that just tastes so good after in my mouth. Like Fireball is like a cheap whore that chews on that 99-cent cinnamon sticks from the gas station. Like nobody wants that. I want.
I didn't know you were a
Screwball.
mind reader.
Thank you. Yes, Fireball's
That should be a slogan.
disgusting.
Fireball. It's not like.
It's like a cheap whore
Yeah.
that chews that 99-cent Fire Red. Is that what it's called?
I don't know what you're talking
The
about.
gas station. You know those cheap little sticks of cinnamon gum? You know?
Big Red.
Big
Big
red.
Red.
Big Red.
Big
yeah.
Red.
I thought you were talking about maybe the toothpicks, the cinnamon toothpicks, that I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you know, I can understand if somebody's a cinnamon fan that's probably their go-to. I'm a peanut butter junkie. I mean, midnight comes around and I get the spoon in the jar and I'm having some fun. Yeah, I just
Nice.
go
Heck
to town.
yeah. So you're the ambassador
Oh, yeah.
of.
We have a pretty
Skrewball
small team. The husband and wife who own it, and then the 6 of us who work directly for him. And our team's growing a little bit. We have partners, you know, obviously distribution partners and supplying partners, marketing partners. But it's a very, you know, we call it family. It's all friends and family. We're all pretty
like
tight
that,
knit. We all
family.
wear mini hats. So
Like small hats, like mini hats.
lots of them.
Oh, many hats.
Many hats, not many, many. Yes, yes. But yeah, it's good. So I am a brand ambassador. Even though I'm here in San Diego, my territory that I'm in charge of is basically Delaware all the way up to Maine, over to Ohio, down to Southern Virginia. So I have a large chunk of the East Coast, so lots of travel back and forth.
Is one of your jobs just going in a bar and ordering shots of Skrewball for everybody in the bar?
It can be. It depends. The challenging thing
want that
with
job.
liquor is every state's laws are different. So there are states where you can do stuff. There's states where you can't. But yeah, I do go to a lot of bars.
The
and do promos.
the only time I can ever say like, "Hey, round on me," is at like the grocery store with the bags. You know, like at the self checkout.
Yeah, those are 5
I'm
cents
like,
now.
yeah,
you
that's
know.
the only thing I can afford. So I'm like, yo, bags on me. Everybody gets a bag.
I used to do it when it was free, but you know, now I'm too stingy.
So you go to events, I would imagine.
Lots of
Probably
events.
less events now that coronavirus is happening, but you still get to event. What's some like super crazy, memorable events you've been a part of with Skrewball?
God, there's been some crazy ones. You know, what's funny is we try to attach charity. If it's a Skrewball event, we always try to attach a charity.
Nice.
Which, you know, I kind of mentioned Steve's upbringing, and he's, you know, with such humble beginnings, is pretty committed to always giving back. And
I love that.
probably the most fun events we had, we actually have this sheep van. If you think of Dumb and Dumber, but a sheep.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Have you? Okay,
Yeah.
great. Yeah, we've had some modifications. We're excited to
all
to
right.
get out here soon too, which I'll talk
So
about.
it's
in a
covered
second.
in like
shag carpet.
shag carpet. Yeah, have you
Shag
seen
carpet.
There's a sheep?
It's a
it?
sheep.
Sheep van.
Oh, it's a van.
It's
Yeah, no, they didn't cover a sheep in carpet. Yeah, it's a van.
It's a van that looks like a black sheep.
Like a
Yeah.
sheep. Yeah.
big
Oh,
sheep head,
wow.
lighting on the side. But basically, this past summer, drove it cross country to do a lot of charity work and promos, and we donated well over $1 million. Some of them to large
Dude,
organizations
props.
that help out with bartenders and servers. And then we found out though a lot of those, because of the bureaucratic process and getting it, like some people weren't getting, you know, benefits. So we said, hey, we'll follow the state's rules on COVID. Well, I probably had 20 tests. I'm not lying. Like
Oh, wow.
Every 2 weeks we'd have a test, and every time we were in a major place where there were people, we're playing by
And
the
you're
rules.
good. It's the Skrewball. It's killing
Screwball,
it.
you know. But yeah, we were able to just go regionally, and I went to 36 states.
Wow.
Tons of events.
I
Some of
heard
them
someone
were
over
pretty
here
big.
said Sturgis.
I did go to Sturgis.
Really?
Yes,
Dude.
I'll tell you what.
How were you greeted there in Sturgis? Like they must have loved you.
Oh, they loved us. Amazing. It was my first biker rally, and I got to say, it wasn't what I was expecting. It was one of the most welcoming communities I've been in. It was so much fun. I mean, tons of beautiful bikes. I mean, you name them, they're there. Classic cars.
Beautiful women.
There are definitely beautiful women.
Nice.
You know, just it's a gearheads, just Disneyland really, and the scenery, the nature is just phenomenal, and Skrewball went over really well. It was great, and that was a wonderful event, a lot of fun. Looking forward to going again
Next year,
for
yeah.
sure, and hopefully that vaccine works and it can just be what it usually is. Because on a COVID year, it wasn't quite as big as it had been in the past. So I'm definitely looking forward to going back to there.
You need to get like a motorcycle covered in shag carpeting, and have the I don't know, what would you call it?
I don't know. We got the shaggin' wagon, the sheep van. What could we call that?
You should get a horn that
Screw
goes
chopper.
like, that goes bah, bitch. Like,
Ooh, I like it.
Like-
our horn does go bah, but it does,
It
we don't
does?
have the bitch, yeah.
oh, okay,
But-
but it does do bah.
Oh, yeah. And as of today, you're going to be excited.
What is it?
We just had it finished.
Swag bagger.
The back of the sheep actually has a butthole, but the inside's a T-shirt cannon. So we can launch
Oh, my
T-shirts
goodness.
out of the sheep's butthole.
Oh my God, I'm literally gonna stand behind it like this.
You'll get it right on the
Right
face.
to the
I
face.
know.
Boom. She'll do it.
I'm trying to get
It's worth
sheep
it.
pooped in my face.
You know, we're all about having
Skrewball
fun.
Whiskey.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Skrewball
company's
Whiskey.
really just, have fun, be respectful of
I
everybody.
like the
and-
family thing. You know,
Oh,
that the
that's
fact
pretty
that they're
cool.
giving back. You know, a lot of San Diego companies, and I think that's like kind of a San Diego thing.
I do.
It's our giving back and our chill nature. So I love to hear that. Props to them. I love their success.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
I'm back.
how do you? So are you? Well, how many you've had? I've had two.
No,
you've had
I have-
one.
I
About to have my
process
third one.
quick.
This is for the charity they do.
There we go.
Oh wait, I want to do one for charity.
You got to do one for charity.
Okay, one for charity.
And the more you drink of the better it tastes.
It does, and you can always throw a little salt on the rim, and salted nuts are delicious. Personally, I like it in my coffee. Super Bowl Sunday's coming. You
Ooh.
wake up early, you start watching TV. We call it
Yeah.
the morning screw. It's the best way to start the day.
I like it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you should start a new slogan that says, "Let's get sheep faced."
We've actually done that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I'm trying to
But
think
I
of all
love-
the sheep puns.
There's a lot of good ones.
Bad to the bone.
Oh.
Bad to the bone. There you go.
That one I haven't heard. I like it. I like it.
They've already used "Let's get sheep faced." I was so proud of that.
No,
I'm like,
it's
I'm gonna wait
still a
to the
good one.
very end of the interview and hit him with that one.
Salted
That
nuts.
is a good one. Salted nuts are delicious.
I,
Do you like salted nuts?
You
At
know-
one time, not anymore though.
there was this
I already
girl.
like
there was
caramel
this,
corn now.
There was
Kettle
this
corn.
girl back in high school that she was kind of a nerd, and I used to take this bag of nuts, and I used to say, "Do you want a hot, sexy bag of salty nuts?" And she was like, "Serena, I'm gonna stab you," and like she didn't take it well.
Well, hopefully she
I
didn't
feel like
say
that should be a
Skrewball
sitcom.
Whiskey.
That should have been a sitcom.
Skrewball Whiskey.
I'm gonna stab you. I like that.
I've
Mike,
been
so-
threatened to stab a lot.
The interesting thing that I've seen with liquor, the trend is, so there's been big brands like Jack Daniels, Jim Beam that have been around for
Fuck
close to
them.
100 plus years. And it was always the same original formula, flavor, whatever. All of a sudden in the last 20 years, we've got apple, honey, this, that. Is that, do you see that? Are they compete? Is it that liquor needs to compete with craft beer and that there's that the variety out there? What is it in this trend of all of a sudden we have so many varieties of Jack Daniels?
It's interesting, and there's a lot of people have a lot of different opinions about that. And if you think of the U.S. and liquor, there was a good decade there with no liquor. We had the Prohibition, and then it was
That
people
time sucked.
rediscovering that, and then there was waves, there was beer, there was wine, there was cocktails, and they were it's kind of cyclical patterns of what people were getting into. And then people started figuring out like, hey, let's start experimenting with flavor. There were some innovations. There's people who are very anti-innovation when it comes to liquor. There's traditionalists who like, I want it the way it was in 1906, and I don't want.
Some guys at Sturgis would maybe hit you in the face if you give them a honey Jack Daniels apple twist or whatever the heck.
But
Yeah.
That is
I mean, there's a market
disgusting.
for everything. There's
Yeah.
so many flavors
Yeah.
and there's so many creative things. And some work and some don't. One of the things that we did, because we really felt strong about what we wanted in this bottle, was use all natural ingredients. We wanted this to mix with everything. We didn't want to use artificial sweeteners or flavors. This is cane sugar.
Really?
That's what sweetens it.
Oh,
Yeah, you were saying this is all
Bonus.
natural ingredients, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
this is healthy.
Yeah, this is healthy, and it
Yeah, it's
has.
a health drink.
In my opinion,
I
it
think
is
Yeah.
100%
peanuts
healthy.
are a vegetable.
Is there protein?
right?
Because there's peanuts. Is there any protein in this?
Yeah.
There is. You can actually look up the exact
Okay.
this
Yeah.
contents there. And
I'm 35% sure that it's 35% alcohol.
It
I'm
is.
35% sure this is a vegetable.
I think it counts. I think it counts. Absolutely. But
So-
so flavors start evolving and people start getting excited. And there's some that are natural combinations, especially with vodka. Vodka mixes with everything. You always hear that.
Yes.
It's a lot easier. You have so many blueberry and raspberry and this and that. Whiskey's
Birthday
kind of newer.
cake vodka.
Oh God.
I
Yeah,
mean, there's
Pinnacle
like-
has
yeah.
everything.
Yeah, Pinnacle does.
Yeah, they
root
really-
beer.
Root beer,
yeah.
whipped cream.
Yeah, whipped
a
cream was
birthday
the one I-
cake.
yeah.
Like I've seen some.
And those
pretty-
are the good ones because a few months later you'll see them in Vaughn's. You go to the very back by the bathroom and they'll be 50% off.
Yeah,
like
'cause-
the weird flavored vodkas. And the 50% off. I'm
the
getting
weirdest
the
I saw
tangerine
was
twist.
a
I
wasabi
can't
vodka.
even go back there
Wasabi?
because every time somebody opens the bathroom door, it's like in your face.
It's worth it for the
Like
50%
it's not.
off.
No, it's
vodka.
not. I don't want to get farted in
Pinnacle
my face.
vodka.
I'd
That's
rather
like
pay
Tutti Frutti.
100% of something I'm going to drink 100% of than
like a
50% of something
Okay.
I'm going to have a
Gotcha.
sip of and toss out.
Gotcha. Sometimes those drinks just stay in my freezer for when like someone else comes. You know, it's got
Exactly. It's like you have the good bottle of wine and then other
Yeah.
people come and you give them that one because
the
they're
Carlos
not wine
Rossi.
aficionados.
Yeah,
exactly.
Get the Carlos Rossi. So that question that I was kind of leading up towards is Skrewball going to do anything besides the original Skrewball flavor?
Not yet. We kind of have some general ideas,
Yeah.
and there might be some fun stuff coming here in the future. But really, we're committed to Skrewball. We're the first peanut butter whiskey. We invented this category. It didn't exist till us.
And a lot of copycats, real quick.
Ooh,
I
and
noticed
peanut
that.
butter
25,
chocolate.
right?
Are
as
you
of
serious?
Right now. Yeah. And,
Wow.
So we're really dedicated, and and obviously there's opinions, then they vary. We spent years getting what's in this bottle down right. A lot of them just were rushing to get a product on the shelves, and you can taste the difference. So, a lot of people go up there, they try one of the others. They're like, I don't like peanut butter whiskey. I'm like, well, you haven't tried ours.
Yeah.
That tastes more like
The best. You
Cherry
gotta try the
popcorn and
best.
caramel.
It's like
This is
saying
peanut butter.
you don't like Chinese food and all you had is like 99-cent Chinese food.
yeah.
It's like
You have no clue.
No, you got to try Skrewball.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
There has been another peanut butter whiskey. I forgot what it was called, but it was like one of the mini bottles, but it wasn't like, it tastes super processed. Like this tastes like really natural and good, but that one tasted like an animal had eaten a peanut and it shit it out, and then they like put it in the vodka or whatever that was whiskey, but it did not taste
Tastes
like
like this is
Skrewball.
good.
This is good.
My favorite thing too
I'm
is
glad to hear that because I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
I think I know exactly which one you're saying, but I'm not going to bash the
Yeah, no,
There
we're
you
not
go.
going to talk
There you
about
go.
it.
Rise above.
I
rise
could say
above.
it's shit because I don't give
So
a shit.
one of my favorite things to do with Skrewball is because people are still getting used to it or introduced to it. I go to a lot of bike like lowrider bike events in different like Vegas and Arizona and stuff. So when I leave San Diego and I head somewhere else, I always go to I always bring a bottle of Skrewball.
Nice. Oh, I love
And
that.
yeah, I always bring a bottle of Screwball, and because they're like, "Oh, have you ever had Screwball?" They're like, "No, I haven't." I'm like, "Okay, try it," and we always get fucked up because
That's the goal.
Yeah, they're not.
Screw it,
It's
let's
so
do it.
good,
Yeah.
and it's so smooth, and it's like almost like a dessert kind of. It's really good. And it's dangerous because it tastes so good, and you don't get that whiskey burn like in your esophagus. So,
but yet it's packing 35%.
so it's kind of
sneak
like
up
a
on
little
you.
like
Oh,
prank
yeah.
that I do. I like to bring my
One of my
Skrewball whiskey
favorite things
with
is
me.
being at an event and I'll be somewhere and they're like, I don't like whiskey. I'm not going to do it. I'm like, try it. I'm buying
Yeah.
it. Okay, I'll take a sip. And then they're like, oh my God, maybe I do like whiskey. And I'm like,
Nice.
okay, we're the gateway drug.
Yeah.
No,
No,
in a year you're going to be trying all the other whiskeys.
There you go. Yeah, I've tried. So I love it just straight up. I love it straight up. But I have tried to mix it a little bit, and so far I've had a little success with root beer. I like it with A&W root beer. And at first I thought I was genius. I'm like, this will be great. I did grape soda with this thinking
Little
like PB
peanut
and
butter
J.
jelly, yeah.
And it was good.
Ooh.
It was good. It was good. What-
Peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah,
Oh,
PB and J.
It works.
What do
Cranberry
you-
juice too. For the
Oh,
peanut
okay.
butter. Honestly,
yeah.
4 parts Skrewball,
I do
1
some
part grape or
Coca-Cola.
cranberry juice. It's a peanut butter jelly sandwich. It's
Okay.
delicious. Like I said, with coffee is delicious.
Coca-Cola.
I love coconut.
Okay.
There's a drink called a
Ooh.
painkiller, which is from the Royal British Navy back in the day in the Caribbean. They use rum. I basically like that drink with Skrewball. It's probably my favorite. It's coconut cream, splash of pineapple juice, splash of orange juice. Skrewball. You can use some coconut rum too if you want to
Sounds
really
good.
get creative. And you sprinkle a little fresh nutmeg on top, and it is just absolutely wonderful.
Nutmeg.
Yeah,
Oh, nice. It's good for anti-inflammatory.
exactly.
So it's like there you go with the health again. Bringing like full circle with the health.
Oh, you got it. You got
So-
it. But
so-
we have 100 ingredient or a cocktail.
And it's
online.
on your website.
Absolutely.
I saw you have recipes on your website. And you guys, and I like the family. You have some very interesting characters working for you.
Oh,
So
yeah.
at the very least, check out their website. And you've got swag on there. Events are on there. And is it just Skrewball.com?
Skrewball Whiskey.
Skrewballwhiskey.com.
Skrewballwhiskey.com,
Oh, yeah. The other Mike that works there.
Oh, big
He's-
Mike Alloway. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got an interesting story. He's got a couple. He was bitten by a lion or something, and went to seven
something
Spice Girl-
27 times. What was that?
rabies shots.
Rabies
He got 20
shots.
So very interesting group you got going on over there.
Yeah.
And
Me,
much
and, me
pro-
and Mike are the travelers of the group. I think between us, we've been to 200 countries.
really,
Really?
the mics. You
Yeah,
guys
the
should do
mics.
your
What's
own
your
travel
favorite
show.
country?
Mike and Mike.
My favorite country?
Yeah.
Oh, the one we live in.
Oh,
There you
yes.
go.
I was
Utah.
gonna say out of like that you visited.
Oh, that's a tough question. I like different countries for different things. Trekking, Argentina, Chile, the Patagonia region was amazing. I really, really enjoyed Southern Africa, Mozambique, South Africa.
Wait,
Botswana.
Patagonia is a place?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought it was just the clothing company.
No. It's a southern half of South America, and it's absolutely wonderful.
Oh my God.
You know, I have family in Italy. I go visit, and I'm always very partial to northern Italy. I mean, the food I think is the best in the world.
What do they think of the Skrewball out there in Italy?
Haven't had a chance to bring it out there yet. I did take it to Portugal where I bartended for a little bit, and there's some people anxiously awaiting for it to get there.
Yeah. It's awesome. Skrewball is such a big thing in San Diego. We love it. It's funny because somebody on Facebook the other day, I forget what show they were watching, but they were watching some show and there was a bar, and they did a still shot, and they zoomed in and circled it, and they go, look, this show, they have a bottle of Skrewball on the back. I was something
I just
like
noticed that in the new movie with Denzel Washington and Jared Leto. I saw it on the back bar on one of the scenes there too.
That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool.
And Jared Leto.
So, Mike, thank you so much for coming on the San Diego Highlighter Show. We'd love to have you back on again.
Anytime.
Because you brought a Skrewball, so anybody that brings us whiskey is more than welcome to come back. Okay. And in the next segment, we're actually going to have you come on. We're going to play How Dago Are You?
All right, I like it.
Thanks,
Let's
Mike.
do it.
All right, and we're back here on the San Diego Highlighter Show. I'm still Todd James, the native son of San Diego.
And I'm still Serena, yo.
And now it's time, and we're joined alongside with Andrew, Mike, and Sam.
I'm in the middle.
And we're playing the game that's sweeping the nation. It's How Dago Are You? So the way we're going to do this, I'm going to ask you guys trivia questions because Mike is in the house. These are bar-related questions, San Diego bar-related questions.
Oh, crap.
The way you chime in is you say your name.
Ohio.
You don't have a bell or anything, so you say your name to chime in, okay? All right. First question. On the backside of Double Deuce, with full capacity of 11 people, this is San Diego's smallest bar. Any guesses?
Your mom.
I know it's a country spot. I think.
Serena doesn't know. You can guess too.
I turned 21 in Ohio, and I have not explored. And then COVID happened.
They share the liquor license with Double Deuce. But on the backside of Double Deuce,
I don't even know what Double Deuce is.
maximum capacity, 11 people.
I'm 24.
All right, none of you guys got it. It's Pop's Liquor Cabinet.
What is
Pop's Liquor Cabinet. Check
Pop's
it out.
Liquor
It's
Cabinet.
literally the smallest bar in San Diego.
I need a location. I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You know where
I'm
the
gonna
Double
say
Deuce is
Serena on this
downtown?
one.
Where the
I
girls
need
ride the
proof.
bull?
I
You
need
know,
proof.
you know where the girls ride the mechanical bull downtown?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Yes, all the hose on the thing, and then they're in a tube top, and they're like, no.
Wait, okay, how,
never ridden the
Serena?
bull?
I need. How is that? How exact?
Question
Like,
number
they're in a
2.
tube top,
Yeah.
and one titty's coming out, and
Just
they're like,
Wait,
okay, I just wanted.
Shot break.
Yeah, it was really just the.
Shot break.
Shot
Shot
break.
break.
All right, I'm doing
Shot-
half
shot-
now.
I'm
shot
making.
break.
I'm
I'm
making
getting drunk.
mistakes tonight.
Buzzed.
All right, no one got the first one. Second question.
I'm bad.
This bar in PB with an ocean view is notorious for their 32-ounce Red Bull slushies.
Your name. It's Shore Club.
Mike's on the board. Ding, 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 ding,
There
ding.
you go. I've drank too many of those many times.
You know what? Those sound like a one-way ticket to Blackout City. for-
Nobody,
Three-way
honestly,
ticket.
I've had one of them, and I will never
Sounds
drink
real.
32 ounces of Red Bull, even without the vodka.
If I have one
32
Red Bull
ounces of Red
vodka,
Bull?
I wake up in
No.
a very different place than when I
It's
started.
bad.
They're a
It's-
Navy bar, and one of my best friends went to the Naval Academy, so we went for an Army-Navy game, and I went with their whole
Ooh,
group.
with the
and
boys.
I don't remember. I don't remember the game. I don't
Leaving
remember-
the
I
next
feel like
day.
32 ounce of Red Bull vodka will end like you're gonna wake up in Pachanga parking.
Yeah,
lot.
it's like, how did you end
Yeah.
up in
like
the
not
desert?
even
You're like,
Pachanga.
I don't even
well, the
know.
thing about that, too, is the Army's won the last couple of years, so they're probably, like, angry drinking.
Yeah.
So that's dangerous.
Well, this was a few years ago.
Oh, okay.
So
This was
Navy
during
was
the
still
fun-
in their
Okay.
run there.
All right. Okay, so Mike's on the board with one. Here's the next one. Even though you're in a mall, still... Wait, what the fuck?
Fashion Valley.
Who
Mall.
wrote this?
Even though you're in a mall, don't go to the speakeasy on a full moon.
Do you say a mall?
Mall. Shopping mall.
There's
Oh,
speakeasies in malls?
Mike's gonna know.
Raised
all
by
this.
Wolves.
There you go,
There you
Mike.
go,
Ding,
Mike.
ding, ding, ding,
Ding,
ding.
ding,
Yeah,
2 points. Raised by
Oh,
wolves.
I'm getting my
It's a
ass
great place.
handed
It's in
to
the
me,
UTC
and
mall.
I'm like,
I don't
I'm
even
just,
feel like a San Diegan right now.
like I was
Definitely
like,
worth
I've been
checking
here
out.
We're gonna make you
17
move.
years. Like,
if
why
you
are
don't get
none
one of these
I'm gonna
right,
have to
Andrew,
move
you're
to
gonna
the real
fucking
San
move.
I'm
Diego
like,
Sim.
you're not biased towards Chula Vista. Oh my God, you guys aren't even
That's
like
so not San
aware.
Diego.
Oh
You're
my
like
God,
North
there's so many
Mexico.
different areas.
But if you guys have never been to Raised by Wolves, it's actually a very cool spot, and it's in the UTC Mall, and
is
it's a
very
speakeasy.
cool.
It's got a rotating
Sounds
little wall
sketchy.
kind of thing. Whatever.
all right, I'm in.
All right.
I'm taking.
So Mike's
Andrew. I
killing it
don't
right
care
now
what he
too.
says.
Here's the next one. Okay.
Okay, as in
This
Mike
building-
kicks our ass.
Housing the Gaslamp's oldest bar dates back to 1872 and went through phases being a boarding house, a feed store, a blacksmith shop before becoming a saloon in 1885.
Was in the waterfront?
I think it's.
No, that's
Oh God, it's on the tip of my tongue.
The crazy thing is, I think I learned this in elementary school, and so
Was this made in Anne Frank's time? Because I don't know.
Anne
No, but
Frank's
I believe Wyatt
time.
Earp used
What
to drink there.
What
if I'm
time
correct.
is Anne Frank's
do you have
time
a guess,
exactly?
Mike?
Just
Yeah,
I know what it
for a
is.
friend.
It's,
what time
on the
period
tip of my tongue.
specifically?
Damn it.
The 40s?
The waterfront has the longest running liquor license, but supposedly one of the oldest bars in San Diego is Tivoli Bar and
That's
Grill.
it. I couldn't remember the name. Damn it.
See, I knew you knew it, man. I could see in your face.
have friends
he
who
knows
bartend there.
everything.
I
3 for 3.
I didn't know
I
that.
blanked
I
out.
also did
Domination.
not know that. I'm
All
20.
right, there's two
I'm a
more.
decade
I didn't
younger
really
than
find
these
out
dudes.
who's more
These
Diego,
are my
Mike or Todd.
Fun fact: these two
There's two
guys
more.
are my close. Like this guy's my closest friend.
There's two more, so you could tie it.
Yes.
All right,
Oh,
here's the
here
next
we
one.
go.
This under the sea themed OB landmark.
What are Black Shores?
Yeah.
See, I told you, Mike's dominating.
All right, this one's the last one just for fun.
Rigged.
Shoes not required. Tie up your paddleboard and have a few drinks at this legendary bar, famous
Barefoot.
for its ceramic. Yeah.
Barefoot.
Oh my God!
I spent a lot of time in bars.
Yeah, I was gonna say this
I still
dude.
can't believe I forgot Tivoli.
To all the
I found-
viewers and listeners,
that
I
was
knew
my
Mike
answer.
was gonna know
Mike
all
is
these answers.
Dago.
Yeah,
You
Mike
guys
is
are all
Dago.
Dago.
Wyatt
No,
Earp
no,
actually
no.
used to
Mike
drink
is
at Tivoli.
100% Diego.
That's
So
a
you
fact.
can get a little piece of history.
I'm
when
so
you have a
constantly
Skrewball there.
disappointed in myself.
Yeah.
So if you
Was
go
it-
down to Tivoli's, you can drink where Wyatt Earp
Yeah,
drank.
Wyatt Earp actually.
But
did.
Mike,
Couldn't
are
you give us
are you
an
born
easier
here?
question,
was
like
actually
what's
born in
the
Detroit,
San
but I was
Diego
only
baseball
there as an
team,
infant.
so
I
that
was
I
here when I
could
was
at
6
least
months.
get a
Okay,
point.
so just
Like
pretend that you were
something I
born
know.
here because you're 100% Diego.
Meanwhile,
okay.
Or what's the
Serena and I are over here
Yeah,
looking
how
at
old
each
are you?
other.
Are you?
like,
What are you?
24.
I'm 24 too.
Oh,
Okay,
Diego,
squad.
you guys are
gang,
both
gang.
not
We're
Diego.
Yeah,
both
yeah.
24.
We are.
Yeah,
still
class
not
of
Diego.
19. I know,
And you
squad.
both-
of
Shit, I've been
six.
going to
Mike.
bars before you guys were born.
Yeah, me too. I'm
I
right
turned
with you. I'm right
21
with you, Mike.
in 2018.
I think Mike just took out Todd's, like, Diego.
No, but Mike, do you remember Stingers
Yeah.
on Garnet? Okay.
I remember Stingers.
Yeah, there you
I've
go.
been
You remember
around long enough
Stingers?
for that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I was like,
Okay.
I was moving to town when Stingers
Old guys
closing down.
talk
Stingers,
about
if you know
old guys
Stingers,
talking
then
about bars that we don't remember.
Anyways, all right, guys. Thank you so much for coming on the San Diego Highlighter Show. We really appreciate yours. Dago as fuck as can be. Serena, you're awesome. We're all awesome.
AKA Mike.
Dago, keep doing it.
This guy.
Remember to look up SD Tint and drink some Skrewball Whiskey just because you should.
Do it at the
Starbucks
Follow-
Media.
Yeah,
Follow
also
our
Starboy.
Instagram.
I put rockets. in
SD Highlighter Show. Until then, deuces, Dago.
Yeah.
Rock on.
Ciao, bitch.